Hey everyone, SW Nation here, and welcome back to a brand new Arrowverse video here in the channel. I haven't done one of these in a while, which is very weird. Today I like to stop and take the time to rank all of the Arrowverse villains, ranked from worst to best. Please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My list is certainly not the right list, it is just my list, and you are free to comment down below your ranking of all Arrowverse villains ranked from worst to best, just like me, or you could just do your favorites. Like, comment, and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the ranking. Kicking off my list at number 28, we have Non from Season 1 of Supergirl. Now, I think Season 1 is the best season of Supergirl, mainly because she wasn't on CW at the time, and it was just fun and fresh and original, and the ratings were higher. But I think the villain here was actually pretty bad. He was pretty boring. I really did not understand his motives. I wasn't even watching him as the villain, really. I was only focusing on her aunt, and he replaced her. Not a good replacement. Coming in at number 27, we have Rhea from Supergirl Season 2. Rhea is also a bad villain also. I mean, she's a little bit higher than Non, mainly because she has a lot of ties to Supergirl, because Supergirl is dating, Dax, and she is the mother of Dax. But I think just her whole motive mindset is weird, it's not at all good. She is just not a good villain. She's not intimidating. She's just not a good villain, and she just turns into a rehash of previous villains, just like Non. At number 26, we have Cicada 2.0. Cicada 2.0 was actually she didn't need to be there. She was pretty boring. It was pretty dumb why they incorporated her into the story. I get it, she is the niece of the real Cicada from the future, but why would you add that element in there? We already had a semi-good Cicada already, so we really didn't need another one, and just bringing her into the show just didn't really make the season a whole lot better. Kicking off my top 25 list is The Thinker from Flash Season 4. Now, Flash Season 4 is actually, in my opinion, the worst season of Flash, but it does have a nice little elements in there. It has nice little episodes like the crossovers. The suit is great too, it's the best suit ever, but The Thinker is not really a good villain. I get his motives and everything like that, but from what I saw in the season just bored me on his villain. Every time he was on screen, I just really did not like his character. At least he can, take control of people, but that's like one of the cheapest powers ever. And why would you put that in a show about a super speeding person? Like, why would you have someone who has this mind control power ability and put them in a show against a super speeding person? That's just weird to me. Coming in at number 24, we have Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage is a nice concept. I said this before, and I will say this again. Vandal Savage is a very nice concept. I love the fact that he's actually immortal. If you kill Hawkman and Hawkgirl, he takes their immortality, a little bit of their immortality, and uses it on himself. But his villain motives or anything like that, not very clear. He's very not an intimidating villain, only when he's fighting, and his fighting skills are really not that good. And they let him get away for the entire season until the last episode where they just teamed up against him, which they've been doing since the beginning of the season. But apparently, I guess they needed some more time to, team up. I guess, I don't know if they needed like more time training, but Vandal Savage was a letdown. At number 23, we have Emiko Queen from Arrow Season 7. Arrow Season 7 is a great season, in my opinion, but I think Emiko Queen is the worst villain of Arrow and of all time, because her motivations are really weird. I mean, why would she turn evil because of this one thing? And you mean to tell me that she was behind the whole yacht thing too? It was just weird to me, and she was not really that compelling. And also, the Ninth Circle was a letdown. So was Emiko. Speaking of letdowns, we have Ras Al Ghul from Arrow Season 3 coming in at number 22. Now, this character was not at all compelling. I mean, the character arc with Barry joining him, it should have been stretched out at least 10 episodes. But no, we had to stretch it out to 3. And when he's fighting, it's just the same as Oliver's, maybe even better, because, I mean, he did think that he, quote-unquote, killed Oliver in the beginning of the season, and then Oliver came back and kind of defeated him doing the same thing. It's just very weird, his character is, and it's especially weird because Batman Begins did this character a couple years ago, more than a couple years ago, I might add, but they did his character a whole lot better. At number 21, we have Gravedigger. Black Lightning season 3 is bad. I'm just gonna keep it right now. Black Lightning season 3 is bad. I did not enjoy it. I was not happy when it ended. I was just not, into that season. I wasn't even into season 2 that much. But this season just bored me. I hated it. And then Gravedigger was no different. I don't know where this guy came from. I don't know where this villain came from. I think he just came at the last 5 episodes of the season, because he really was not a good villain at all. He had the same powers as almost everybody else. Super strength, he was invulnerable or something like that. I don't know what it is. He can heal pretty fast, everything like that. It was just weird. Like, what was his power sets? I don't know what it was. Like, do he control electricity or something? I don't know. He was not a good villain. End of story. Kicking off my top 20 list is Cicada from Flash Season 5. Now, Cicada is a pretty developed villain. He's probably a pretty developed villain. I like the fact that he's a meta-human killer. That's one of the reasons why I kind of enjoy his character a little bit. And it's a great concept. A meta-human killer, I'm all for it. And then, we get inside his family dynamics and everything like that, which has the same themes of the season. The season has a lot of family dynamics, which actually resonates with Cicada a lot more. So I think I like the character of Cicada. I like the concept also, but it's kind of weird. They let him get away throughout the entire season. Every time Cicada would fight Flash, Flash would always be knocked out for some reason. So it was always weird. I really didn't get that. And he would just super jump away right after the fight. And, they did that for the entire season for 22 weeks. At number 19, we have Rama Khan from Supergirl Season 5. Supergirl Season 5 was actually mixed for me. Rama Khan was no different. He has, Earth powers. The Earth powers are pretty good. I really enjoy the Earth powers aspect. His staff is pretty nice. I mean, I like that scene in the DOD where he, banged his staff on the ground and all the kryptonite came down and everything like that. That was a pretty cool scene. I guess he's a formidable foe for Supergirl if he uses that ability every time when he sees Supergirl. But other than that, those Earth powers really can't do nothing against her. At number 18, we have the Dragon Ricardo Diaz from Arrow Season 6 through 7. In 7, I wish he had a bigger part to play because I really enjoyed his character. In 6, I think his character has a lot of similarities to Oliver Queen. I mean, he has the same fighting style and everything like that, and he has all the cops on his payroll, which means that he's basically like a underground crime lord, which I really like that aspect. His voice is very intimidating, which was the best part of Season 6 because he had his own little episode in Season 6, and it showed that he was actually a compelling character instead of a one rehashed villain like Ras Al Ghul or something like that. And then, like I said before, his voice is very intimidating. He's a very intimidating character, and I really like him, but I just wish that he had a bigger part to play in 7, and that's what's keeping him low on the list. At number 17, we have Neron from DC Legends Season 4. I actually like this character. I mean, Season 4 is very hated by a lot of people. I don't understand why they hate. I mean, I can understand it, but at the same time, I don't want to understand it. I think this character is very good because he has a lot of connections to Constantine, and the season is basically a Constantine Season 4, which I really didn't like that aspect. And also, his design really gives me the creeps because of the tiny holes. But I like the fact that he could suck the life out of people, and yeah, he has a lot of relationship ties to Constantine. At number 16, we have Tobias Whale from Black Lightning Seasons 1 through 2. This guy is just a waste of my time. I really don't understand why we spent so much time with this character, trying to explore his character more in Season 1, because he's just a waste of time. I mean, there's no reason for him to be there. Really, he was just this strong character. He lived a long life. He could go toe-to-toe with Black Lightning. He's the one that made Black Lightning go out of, go to retirement and then come out of retirement. He's the one that killed Black Lightning's father, which he used to have a lot of emotional ties to Black Lightning. But all in all, this villain is just a waste of people's time because, I mean, in Season 1, he just kept getting away. He kept getting away. Black Lightning could easily, end him right there, kill him right there. But he just kept getting away. And then in Season 2, Lightning, China Anne McClain's character, just goes after him herself. And then she straight up, almost kills him. And then Black Lightning has to step in, and then they arrest him together. I mean, he was just a waste of time in Season 1. And if Black Lightning couldn't stop him, how could Lightning stop him? Kicking off my top 15 list, we have Savitar from The Flash Season 3. Now, Savitar, he blatantly said in a lot of his scenes he's the future Flash. I guess I should have picked up on that, but to me, it was still a surprise that he was actually Future Barry. I mean, the Future Barry, it's okay. It's not the best villain. It's not the best thing. I think it's because, you know, he looks like a Transformer. He's, like, fast and everything like that. Probably faster than Zoom or Reverse Flash. Me, I don't think that, but I guess that's what the show wants us to think. Like, Future Barry is faster than Reverse Flash or Zoom or anything like that. But he just looks like a Transformer. I guess his design is pretty cool. I like his lightning. But he was just ended very weirdly. But Future Barry is okay in my book. Before I get into my top 14, I'd like to take the time to say that if you are a fan of the Arrowverse, which you probably are, that's why you're watching this video, click that playlist up above for everything Arrowverse related that I have on my channel. Also, if you are a fan of the MCU, I am doing an MCU rewatch on my podcast. It's called A Regular Podcast, and that link will be down in the description below and in the comment section. And we are going to be uploading Thor the Dark World on Monday next week. So stay tuned for that and go subscribe to that channel. Without further ado, let's get into my top 14. Coming in at number 14, we have Mistress from The Flash Season 6, the second half, post-Crisis. Now, the villain herself, she's okay. I mean, anybody would have guessed that she was the villain. They showed it in post-Crisis that she was the villain, probably early on. But I think her character is okay. She's just like Mirror Master. She has the same powers, just the woman version because of Crisis. And I think, you know, her character arc is very compelling. It's alright. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. And her power set is pretty cool. And, you know, it's kind of hard seeing Barry without his speed. Like, you know, he's using artificial speed and he doesn't have the power of the Speed Force anymore because of Crisis. So he's not healing as fast, and Mistress is just putting glass through his skin and everything like that. It's just very heartbreaking to see, but I mean, all in all, she's an okay villain. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Coming in at number 13, we have Mallus from Season 3 of DC Legends. Now, Mallus is just such a cool character. He has such a great design. I mean, he has a lot of ties to Constantine, but come on, it's because he's a demon from hell. I mean, it's a demon from hell. Come on, man. How could you not like this character? He's such a cool character because he's a demon from hell. And also, he has like a big fight with Bebo, which he loses at, but I can forgive him because he's a demon from hell. And I guess you could say Damien Darhk and his daughter was actually the real villains of the season, but they were possessed by Mallus, so I do count Mallus as the true villain. At number 12, we have Damien Darhk from Arrow Season 4. Now, Arrow Season 4 is the worst season. Damien Darhk could have been the worst villain of that season. I mean, he is one of the worst villains of that season at that time, but just because of DC Legends, they changed his character so much. He became a compelling character to Sarah Lance. He became one of the compelling characters to Ray Palmer. Just a nice character, a nice addition to DC Legends. He's funnier, he's wittier, he's better in DC Legends. All around a great person at heart, but still a true villain nonetheless. But his power set is very cheap. All he has to do is just wave his hands in the air, and they'll just add it in post-production. But all in all, he's a great villain, and he was a lot better in DC Legends. Coming in at number 11, we have The Fates from DC Legends Season 5. A lot of people hate The Fates. I know, I've seen it in the comment section. A lot of people really do not like The Fates, but I kind of like them because if you look at their historical background, they're actually like these three women that can control everything. Like, they're actually the puppet masters behind our lives. They are the ones that actually control what happens in our lives. And it's very weird. It's very scary. But it's also very cool, and they're alright villains in my book. They're not the best villains, obviously they're not the best villains, but they're definitely not the worst. Kicking off my top 10 list has got to go to Reign from Supergirl Season 3. I never knew a lot of people like Reign. I mean, Season 3, I was kind of bored with it. I really wasn't paying attention to the season, as though Season 4, I didn't pay attention to any of the episodes in Season 4. But in Season 3, I did pay attention to some episodes. I understood that Reign was actually a Kryptonian killer. She was actually Kryptonian. It was pretty nice. Her daughter, on the other hand, was pretty annoying. I hated her. I hated the child actors that played her. I hated her character. It was just really bad. And then really Reign, the actress that plays the human version of Reign, like if she's not in her Kryptonian killer form, they just really forget about her. I mean, I haven't heard much of her name in a while, but I think Reign is a pretty cool character, and she's a Kryptonian killer. What more do you want? Coming in at number 9, we have Bloodwork from the first half pre-crisis of Flash season 6. He actually has a very compelling character arc. I really love Ramsey in this season. At first I was like, is he really a villain, or he's just like a good guy in there that kind of like, anti-hero stuff? No, he's actually a real villain, and he actually has a lot of sympathetic, character motives, and I really like that aspect. And what I'm really trying to say is that his arc makes sense for what's going on with Barry, because Barry was actually set to die in Crisis. Coming in at number 8, we have Zoom from Flash Season 2. Now, just because Zoom is at number 8 does not mean that I do not like his character. He is the second best villain of The Flash, but I really like his character because, he kills Barry's father. He wants Barry to see the anger within himself, which I really like that aspect. But I think he was just a rehash of Reverse Flash. They tried to make him be more like Reverse Flash by the end. He was using time remnants and everything like that. And they tried to make him the fastest there is too, but it just really didn't work out. But he's a great character nonetheless, and very intimidating, may I might add. But the twist was actually pretty cool. The twist was pretty well handled. And he humiliated Barry in front of everyone in the city. Maybe he should have been higher. Coming in at number 7, we have Alice from Batwoman Season 1. Batwoman Season 1 actually got better post-Crisis because they had better action, better character. They actually focused on Kate Kane and Batwoman a lot. And Alice was no different. I really love her one episode in Batwoman because it showed that she was actually a very compelling character. She had a really messed up backstory. I mean, she was very messed up when she was growing up. And it just broke my heart to see all of the abuse that happened to her. And it turned out that, she was actually the twin of Kate Kane. She's actually the twin of Batwoman, and I really love that aspect. And though they didn't know it at the beginning, they now know it, and it's very cool seeing that she actually really cares about Kate, and Kate really cares about her. She's definitely the best part of the show. At number 6, we have Malcolm Merlyn from Arrow Season 1 through 5. Oh, come on, man. Malcolm Merlyn is such a cool character. At first, I didn't know who the Dark Archer was. It was kind of a mystery. But once I saw who the Dark Archer was, I was like, oh yeah, this guy is a good villain. I love his little rage moments inside of the season. It's just very cool. And as a first season villain, he's not half bad. Kicking off my top 5 list has got to go to the Legion of Doom from DC Legends Season 2. DC Legends Season 2, I'm not really a big fan of it. I do love it. I love the season. It's a great season, but I'm just not a big fan of it as other people are. And I think the Legion of Doom are actually the best villains of DC Legends Season 2 and DC Legends as a whole, because bringing in all these 3 characters from these different shows. 2 of them came from the same show, 1 of them came from the other one. It was just a great concept. I love the fact that we have Damien Darhk and Reverse Flash butting heads. We have Malcolm Merlyn and Damien Darhk butting heads. It's just a lot of cool things. They explored Damien Darhk's character a little bit more in DC Legends better. We explore Eobard Thawne's character. We explore Malcolm Merlyn's character, but mostly it focuses on Eobard Thawne because he is running away from, I think it's Black Flash. Yeah, he's trying to run away from Black Flash, so he's always taking off. He can't stay in one area too long. It's just nice stuff that has this group of people very compelling, and we already have these characters, developed and everything like that. We've already introduced these characters, so why not bring them together in like this Avengers/Defenders style thing? And it actually worked. Coming in at number 4, we have Prometheus from Arrow Season 5. Now, Prometheus at first, he could have been a rehash of Arrow himself. He could have just been like this random guy, that has ninjas throwing stars instead of bow and arrows. He does have bow and arrows, but he also has a sword and everything like that. It's just a weird character to start off with. But no, once they reveal his secret identity, that's when Prometheus became a really great villain. He was already a cool villain, but he became a really great villain when he took off his mask and revealed who he was. And when he was interrogating Oliver about why does he kill, and he actually broke Oliver. Best episode inside of the entire Arrowverse. All thanks to Prometheus. But the only reason why he's lower at number 4 is because the island blowing up really didn't do anything. Only one person died, and that was William's mom. We really didn't care about her. Kicking off my top 3 list, we have Deathstroke from Arrow Seasons 2 through 8. Now, Deathstroke was actually a pretty cool villain when he started out. I mean, they just have so much history together. It's so great seeing him be such a great villain to Oliver. He's the best villain of Arrow, hands down, and it really shows here because he just has this appearance that make you, like, just make you curl up your toes because you don't know what's gonna happen between him and Arrow. He's like a walking time bomb, and like his character development is actually pretty well done. They explain it through the flashbacks, and then they show it inside of the show, the original timeline, and I really love that aspect. It's very cool. And also, he becomes an anti-hero. He helps Oliver by the end of the seasons. So just a great character, a great friend, a great villain, a great enemy, a great everything. My runner-up at number 2, we have Lex Luthor from Supergirl seasons 4 through 5. Now, season 4 has a lot of themes about racial injustice, and then we also have the alien stuff. It's just really nice stuff, and it really shows that Supergirl is actually growing over the years. And Lex Luthor is no different because Lex Luthor is actually in the middle of all that. He's the mastermind of the Sons of Liberty. He's the mastermind of the Red Daughter character. He's actually the one that hates Kryptonians, and he's actually the basis of the people that really don't like the aliens. He's the face of the people that don't like the aliens, and it shows inside of the show. And he has the balls to actually fight Supergirl by himself, and he has powers too. I mean, come on, he can actually fight Supergirl hand to hand because he has powers. And he may not be the smartest Lex. He is very smart, and he may not be the best Lex, but he definitely is the best Supergirl villain. But coming in at my number 1 has got to go to the Reverse Flash from The Flash seasons 1 through season 6. Now, there is a reason why they kept Reverse Flash around, and it's not because of the suit. It's because this guy is a terrifying, menacing figure, and it shows. I mean, right down to his speed, to his costume, to the way he blurs his face. It's just scary to me seeing that this is a character that Barry's been chasing all of his life for 14 years, and we finally see the character go toe-to-toe with Barry, and it's just amazing. And it's amazing because he has no clear motive. He just hates the Flash. The Flash got in his way in the future, so he went back in time to kill his mom. There is no reason why he wanted to do that. He said it himself in the show. The only reason why he wanted to do it is because he hated him. I mean, that line is so perfect, and I love it because it just shows that he doesn't have a clear motive. He just hates Barry. And that's why he has to come in at number 1, because he has no clear motive, and in any type of villain, that would have been bad. But in this case, this villain is so good and so excellent. So he has to come in at number 1. Alright guys, that is it for the ranking. Please know that everything that I said in this video was just my very own opinion. My list was certainly not the right list, it was just my list. And you are free to comment down below your ranking of all Arrowverse villains, ranked from worst to best, or you could just do your favorites. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.